Hi again, Frank Clayton, the happy therapist. I've got the question as to what is a positive exactly. And that's maybe what threw people off is that that's what I call it. Martin Seligman is the one that came up with this, except he called it something a little bit different. He called it three good things. And there's a ton of science behind about how this works, what this works. And so I'm going to actually take a minute to explain what I'm going to first tell you what positives are, and then I'm going to finish up by telling you some of the science behind it and why it's so effective. So, positives in a nutshell is just anything that you're grateful for or appreciate. Um, it doesn't have to be anything big, and it doesn't have to necessarily have anything to do with you. It could just be um, something that is just completely random. In fact, I did an article, and I'll make that available to you, but it's called Building Your Positive Muscles. And in it, it gives you like 8 different ways of doing your positives. So, like, you could do something like you could say your pants, like why are you grateful for your pants? And so it's fine that you're grateful for your pants, but like take a moment and really think about it and think why am I grateful for my pants or rocks or cockroaches or whatever. And you need to say cockroaches. Why should I be grateful for cockroaches? And so um, what this does is it stretches you a little bit so that if, again, I did another video, I'm going to be doing a series on finding the positives in the coronavirus crisis. So, so it's like stretching yourself because, well, before I get into the science of it, just a little bit more about how to do your positives. So, writing them down is the way that he originally explained this, um, and so you certainly can do that. You know, some people will call that a gratitude journal, um, and so you write down what the thing is that you're grateful for, and then you give 3 or 4 sentences as to why you're grateful for that thing. Then um, I think, well, there's been moments over the years where the student became the teacher, and some of my students over the years was pretty cool. They, instead of just writing their positives and being private about it, I guess you'd say, they would share them with each other. And so for couples, sometimes that became part of their nighttime routine as they're winding down and put them in a good mindset for them um, to go to sleep, or they might have discussed their positives over the breakfast table. But they also started using it with their kids, like they would become like the dinner topic of discussion. What things are you grateful for today? Or even uh, using it as part of the children's nighttime ritual for going to bed, which was great because you can even have a 3-year old become your accountability partner and say, Daddy, we can't go to sleep. We haven't done our positives yet. And so there's a synergy that happens where you're sharing your positives with them and they're sharing their positives with you. And there's so many times where they'll share something and it'll be like, wow, that you're right. I've taken that for granted, or I never really thought of it in that way. You know, why should I be grateful for lint or cockroaches or whatever? Okay, so so that's the positives in a nutshell. So there's a ton of science behind why this works to make us lastingly happier, more resilient. It is great for fighting against depression. Um, so I think I'm going to do the science behind the positives in a separate video. So feel free to check that out. So thanks for watching.